and your boy Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Spoon.
Skibidi-bidi-dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
On the spoon to get
Yes, what
your
you want?
information.
Kuwa.
On the spoon to be
Yes,
part
what you
of our
want?
discussion.
Batileo.
Spoon, spoon television.
Yes, what you want? Batileo.
Spoon, spoon radio station.
Yes, Special word from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon television.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia.
You know what we face with?
Politicians want to make
Our
their
parents,
decisions, just
our
to
quality, were young.
You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah,
I did not come to politics to hijack politics.
You've
I think the
provided all
politics to
the
play a part. I think the politics to play a part. Maybe you can say, well, I think he wanted to prove something.
If you ain't kept on crazy like my brother, total smooth.
And the funny thing I wanted to do, people say that we are insignificant people. And I want to pick them wrong to say that no, we are not insignificant. Yeah, we may not have the scene or possibility that you have, but every possibility that we got, we can make use of it. You understand? So I will never be president. You know, God knows I will be president. I will not do nothing in Liberia here. I will just not waste time. But you can look around Liberia and see that my fingerprint is everywhere. So we are not chasing. You see, we're not chasing politics. No, we pray for God to serve. That's why I serve the national team, and that's why I was hoping to serve as president of Liberia. But like I say again, thank you Liberians that have given me the opportunity. Whether it's one time, whether it's 50 times, but I can guarantee you it's one time. It's one time because I have broken undisputed record. Yeah. So I tell you the country, I tell for the people. But let me not believe that because people love me, I'm going to be there for 90 to 100 years while children coming up to be leaders. I will not do that. If you're looking for me on that, trust me. Well, I'm a vision of them on that. I vision them well. Because myself will be praying to God for the vision not to work. You understand? Because I need time for myself. I need time for my children. I need time for myself.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia.
Okay, Spoon will tell you exactly what's happening in Liberia, what's happening across the country, the day-to-day activities. Of course, we get to talk about them, about all of those happenings here every single day. And this is how I'd like to welcome you to the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. Again, we're here to talk about the trending national issues. We're live on Spoon 107.5 FM. We're live on Fabric 101.1, and we're live on Super 95.5 FM as well, and other frequencies across Liberia. I'm Nelson Colère. Let me go across now to bring in the guys. Let me bring in our co-moderator, Moba Zoka. Moba, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Well, thank you, Nelson. Thank you.
Yeah, the guys were really appreciating your audio, not your audio, but your background, your setup, and everything. But in no time tonight, are you using another gadget to log in?
But it's okay, right? It's clear, right?
It's a
It's
bit
clear. I'm using
blurry.
my phone. Okay. You know
Okay.
what? I
Maybe,
know where the problem coming from.
okay, okay,
What
okay.
happened, right? I always dim. Sometimes I dim my phone light because
You think
you know
so?
the reflection. Yeah. But if right now if I like carry on high, it will be really sharp. But I think I'm okay. Or you want me to?
Okay, let me just bring in the rest of the guys.
I think I'm okay. The officer. The officer.
Il faut tout ça va ça.
Eh,
Another guy, get your organ in there.
What's
Mr. Bay. How you doing, Chief?
About.
So again, yeah, let me welcome everyone, man. Welcome, Cindy. Cindy, why is the Liberian flag not in the background
Because the
anymore?
people say you should take it out. So
I'm using
So,
I'm using
so
my
that
I'm using another computer.
no, I'm talking about the computer. The flag has nothing to do with
The
the
flag's
computer.
still here, my brother. It's still here.
So no, so that true that people say you're using the flag for curtain. Is that true?
You're not supposed to use it for curtain. The flag here, man.
Okay.
I think I gotta get one of that. I gotta get one of that flag from Philly.
You're not a real Liberian. You can't get
Mr.
one.
Johnson, welcome to the show. It's good to have you, sir.
Thank you, Nelson. Good day to you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yes, and it's good to be here again. Mr. Guay, welcome to the show.
Thank you, my dear brother. Me good to be back on Monday. Morning, afternoon. Snowing in my on my end here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. And let me say welcome to everyone, man. Those watching, we appreciate all of them.
Can you please
Um,
share? Can you please share the show, please?
yeah, let's share the
Those who
program as
watching.
we come on. Share the show. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a fascinating conversation today. Yes. So the long-awaited election for
I know,
the
right?
legislature is done. And when you're playing the checkup, they say what season game finish, right?
Yeah.
And so it's done. And there were predations, there were expectations, um, and there were negotiations as well. There were so many things that were done in the background to get certain results, to meet up with certain expectations from both sides, whether the Unity Party, Funati Kufasa, or the CDC, sorry, the Unity Party, Representative Kunsat, or the CDC, whichever way you put it, there were always negotiations. There were expectations that those people had, and there were things they did to be able to meet up with the expectations. And but it turned out to be the way it is. And we're going to talk about that tonight. I think it's a very interesting thing to talk about. Now, and the next thing is that um, we have a lot of happenings in the country. President George Weah, as you all watched in that video, made some very important comments during his Sunday service. Today is Monday. Today is Monday. It's Tuesday morning here in Liberia. But it was just yesterday, if I may say, when President George Weah made those comments. He spoke of not coming back. He's not going to return. He doesn't want the presidency. He's not going to be, in fact, he said he's retiring from politics early. He's not going to be some of those people who are in their 80s and they're still running after political positions and everything. He's done with Liberian politics and no one's going to push him into it. And he's retiring. He's retiring. Um, Guys, all of you here heard the president on this thing, man. This retirement the president is talking about, this early, because whichever way you pull it is an early retirement, right? You have other positions in the country where people will serve. Like the president elect now, they may still serving, you know, and other. I mean, different position. I don't want to go into the details of other things here, but people are still serving. But President George Weah, very energetic. He said he's 57, and 6 years added to that, he's gonna be 63. He says he wants to retire at 65, so he obviously will not run 2029. What does this mean? Is this a willful early retirement? Or is it a retirement that is coming up as a result of conditions that have been laid down? Had the president gathered the kind of support, because a lot of you here know that the president had a second term expectation. That's why he ran in the just ended election. He wanted to be re-elected. And obviously, he didn't get to be re-elected. And so, is this retirement thing coming up as a result of the disappointment based on the team that he worked with on the first 6 years I was giving to him? The team that could not or that failed to deliver based on what their expectations were. What do you make of this whole thing when the president takes onto the pulpit, onto the pulpit, that holy place, and announces to the Liberian people that he's not venturing into politics come 2029? I mean, let's make a quick discussion on this before moving into other issues. Let's start with you, Prince. What do you make of this? Maybe I should play this video again. Maybe I should play a portion of it for the sake of those just joining us. I'm not going to play the entire thing. Then we'll come back to you, Prince, so we take on the discussion from there.
They'll know that order, I cannot perform a certain duty when I'm old. And what you're talking about in 2 years from now, I'm 57 now. Our retirement age is 65. I'm 57 now. 6 years from now, I'll be 63. And I cannot work for 2 years. So the best thing to do is to promote peace and prosperity for this country. So you're not going to drag me into politics until I reach or 90 years old, or 75 years old. So I'm just telling you, because right now, you know what we face with? Our parents that were in politics when we were young. Our 1 year old, my uncle was in politics. Some of them can't even walk. We're seeing how we can take them to the hospital to survive. So when they are 80, they are 90 years old, they still running their politics. It's not me. I did not come to politics to hijack politics. I think the politics will play a part. I think the politics will play a part. Maybe you can say, well, I think he wanted to prove something. And then I will agree with you, yes, I wanted to prove something. And the only thing I wanted to prove, when people say that we are insignificant people, and I want to pick them wrong to say that, no, we are not insignificant. Yeah, we may not have the scene or possibility that you have, but every possibility that we got, we can make use of it.
That's it. There you have it. The president said he did not come into politics to hijack politics. No. If you think I came into politics to hijack politics, then you lie. I don't come here to hijack politics. I came here to prove a point. To let people know that what they said I could not do, I can do. That's why I came to politics. Now, let's hear from you on this, Prince. No, since Cindy has taken this side, let's hear from you, Cindy. Let's start with Cindy, then we're going to go to Prince. But in the meantime, let me welcome Raymond and Elston to the show. Thanks a lot to you both, and it's good to have you on.
And yeah, gentlemen, good evening, and at least it's good evening from my end. So, look, President Weah, I believe, was just throwing jabs, right? President Weah may think that he's going away, but I do know that he's going to come back. I don't think President Weah is done with the Liberian politics. He's not a politician. He was brought into this and I think he loved what was given to him, the presidency. He enjoyed not the responsibility, but the lifestyle that came with it. And I think I don't think he's going away. We have seen politicians everywhere around the world that will come out and say, "I've retired from politics," and a few years later they are back. Few years later they are back.
Cindy, let's start from here. Are you trying to figure out here that President George Weah was not intentional? He didn't mean to say that he's actually uh, resigning from politics. He's retiring from politics. You think so?
No, I don't think so.
You think that's
I think there's one thing we are trying to put out there at this point in time. And that image he's trying to put out there is the peace ambassador, a peaceful guy who turned over power, got defeated, accept his defeat, turned over power. It comes with a lot of things too, Nelson. It comes with a lot of attention and recognition. Okay? You will see Mr. Weah going around being celebrated. He might be called on for election matters in the region or around the world. He might get some how you call this thing? Yeah, like I said, some recognition, from the international community. He might get that, right? But let we have found a single opportunity. Let we believe, let's say 2029 for instance. Let's see those coming into the race. If we think he can win, he's going to come back. We is not going anywhere. We love the presidency. Again, I said, not the responsibility, but the benefits and the lifestyles he got out of it. He's going to come back. For now, for the next 6 years, he will enjoy the attention, the possible attention that he could get from the international community and from the region.
okay?
He's going to be used as an example as a peaceful guy in the region. He's going to enjoy that attention, but he will come back.
Okay, so let me hold you there a bit and move to Prince. Prince, you listen to President George Weah. He said he did not come to hijack presidency, and that he was only trying to prove a point. Do you think the president was successful in proving this point that he intended to prove through the presidency for the past 6 years?
Nelson, let me say good morning to you and good afternoon to the rest of the panelists. Nelson, when one acquires wealth, not in the place of transparency, accountability, and the love for the people, that's what happens. It was just a couple of months ago when we were saying he'll get ready for 2029. He will go and come back 2029. Now, on Sunday, he's saying that he's not going to hijack power. You're not going to hijack power. But yet and still, you were complaining that the people, you did all you could do to win the election. You stopped ballot boxes in the Southeast to be able to be the winner of the election. But yet and still, he said, you're not going to hijack power.
So are you disagreeing with the president on that aspect when he said he come to hijack politics?
Because he has acquired wealth from the Liberian people massively. So with the wealth that he has acquired, even he come back, he don't care. So now what he's trying to do to the outside world there is to tarnish his name with clean hands. You see, I just did one thing and I gave my concession speech, and now I'm no more in politics. So to tell you guys that I'm not eager for presidency, no, not you. Not you. President, we love the president so much. The luxurious life he was living as a president, flying every 2-3 weeks out of the country.
But again, if you say that, then I will take you to President Weah's statement some time ago when he said that the only thing he's gonna miss about the presidency is the presidential motorcade, the convoy, but dinner and those luxurious dinners that he would have as a president. But aside from that, he can still go anywhere he wants to go as as ex-president of Liberia, and he can still do a lot.
Agree. So now he missed all the concession agreement that passes right in office. He missed that
No,
one.
the president is not going to miss that. Prince, that's all you there.
He missed
The president is not going to miss concession deals and all of that. He's not thinking about that.
one.
But Marie, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us, Marie. It's good to have you. Um, le- Officer Hans Johnson, this is serious. President George Weah said he's retiring early. Is this a willful early retirement? He said he was only trying to prove a point to a lot of people who underestimated him. Was he successful in proving this point for the past 6 years?
I want to say good morning to you, Nelson. Good day to everybody in Radio Land, TV Land, and fellow panelists. How you all doing? First, Nelson, before I deliberate on President Weah's disappointment in his life, can I please say happy MLK Day, Martin Luther King's Day to everybody. Because of Dr. King, I'm able to be somebody today in America, doing a great profession that many were deprived from as a black man in this country. And we all know the story. I will stop there for now and say President Weah is miserable. He's going through his grief. He's disappointed. I don't like to waste my time too much on him, but you're giving me the flow, so I will say something. How can somebody speak 2 weeks ago? He's confused and talk about 2029, then come back 1 week later, and he's not even doing it at a place that is presented for presidents to do this. He's doing it in the cult place, as we all can say, they call church. So I'm not gonna take we are serious because this guy, this soon to be outgoing president never took anything serious as a president. So nobody really will miss Weah except a few cult members and a few concession people that Prince just talked about. So nobody already missed Josh Weah. It's been a relief for us seeing this man going 2 days, 3 days to robbers fee, flying out on taxpayers' money and not doing the work of the Liberian people. You stay 48 days in Qatar. What happened to the country? People still survive on the $1 a day. You are no interest to the people. So you say you ain't coming back. I'm not buying his bluff.
Okay.
He's disappointed and miserable.
But he said that he will not be 80 years old and still be after political position. Who do you think he was talking to?
He was throwing. He was being sarcastic to incoming President Boyka, as we all saw it. He was being sarcastic and throwing jabs, as they can say, to incoming President Boyka. Fine, but that incoming president, that 80-year-old person, can articulate, can present himself, can write better, will be able to stand in front of the public, and will be able to deliberate or be able to submit to the Liberian people what a leader should look like. So he can say all he wants to say. You 57, you ain't do FUSA in 6 years, but you want to throw jab at somebody, a statesman. So he welcome to go ahead and do it. We're gonna watch and see, and we're gonna judge. He's still living. I'll leave it there.
But listen, you talked about he throwing jabs. How could he be throwing jabs at someone that he's very respectful? Look at the posture right here. Look at the body language. You know, and he's very respectful.
You know something, Leslie?
I'm trying to find a connect here. You know, just looking at this picture, at the executive mansion and comparing it to what you're saying.
Weah is a chameleon. You know what a chameleon is. I'm sorry to say, I'm not insulting. This is just real. He's a two-faced person. That meeting supposed to be how Weah presented himself. When Weah is in his church, I told you it's a cult. He's a different form of human being in his church. He got to please the audience, the congregation that is there. They're going to be dropping all of that church soon to find a different church to go to because he's not.
Come on. That's not a prophecy. We're not going for that. But let's take Moba quickly. We got to transition to our next talking point. But Moba, what do you make of the president's statement, man? He said he's retiring early, very early. He's not going for any presidency come 2029. Is this a good news for the Unity Party and other opposition political parties that fought against the CDC in the just ended election?
Yeah, thank you, Nestle. You see, George Weah have, and I would say when he came to power, right? He came with nothing, right? He came with nothing. But today, even when he said he coming back 2029, I would say, oh yeah, probably yeah, that's true. You know why? Because he already get what he needed before. When he was playing soccer, when he left the soccer pitch, he was nothing. All the people he played soccer with, some of them were like they invested their money. They did well for with their resources. But for him, he misused his resources. So based on that, when you look at it for long, you say, you know what? I gotta put myself somewhere to earn or to carry on some corruption so I can be able to stand back on my feet. And that's what happened. So it's not strange to me if you say him going back in politics. Because what he already get it. Like he got money now. Where the money coming from? From the Liberian people. He's rich. You understand? So if George will come out telling us he resigned from politics or he will resign in 4 years or 3 years from now, he will resign from politics. Like for me, I see it to be
No, he said he's
strange.
not going back in 2029. Is this a good news for all the opposition
But
folks who
even
stood
Leslie,
up to
right?
his
Even
presidency in the just in the election?
on the CDC will worry because they only get one person on CDC need George Weah. You get no better candidate for CDC. That's it. So CDC will worry. They were like, who will put? Who will carry? Now they're thinking among themselves, they're contemplating right now what will be that next step. But guess what? They get nobody. So they don't want to be worried. It's not us. You understand? It's not opposition to be worried about who CDC will carry or not. George Weah already caught the cake. And he get it enough. They may get condominiums. They make account right now in almost $100+ million. So what is he going back to do what? To prove what? He did nothing. And when
You
he
say
go
you got
back there,
almost what? You got almost
he
1
got
million?
almost $100 in account for himself.
Come on, where?
I'm telling you,
What
brother.
informs your
Just say
prediction?
yes. Go check George Weah account, right? Go check
And like I said, I'm not. It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people, and the people brought me because they wanted something. You understand? So what we're doing now, the Liberian people just got to take care of it. You know.
Yeah, the man
Yeah,
say he's not a
you see,
politician.
what
You
what he
know?
just said. He said he's not a politician. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So based on that, right? Based on that,
Mhm.
that's the reason why him running 2029 because he want to enrich himself. Where he going now? Nowhere. He just relax and enjoy his
Okay,
money. Probably he not say so
thank you,
to Jamaica. And you understand?
thank
So
you.
that's it. But me, I see it to be anything. Whether he go into his jobs at JMB, that's fine. JMB already the president, and you will see the difference between him and JMB. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Mama. We're about to transition to the hard issues. But let's hear you, Marie, on this. Then we'll take Raymond, and then we'll take Elston. Let's hear the female. Uh you listen to President George Weah, man, making all the revelations, if I may put it that way, about he not wanting to contest. Is this statement, is this comment something to really go by? Is it something that Liberians should really rely on, that and beat their chest to anyone and say that President George Weah is not going to be contesting in 2029? Because remember, Chairman Musa Bilete said that when Kumis doesn't win the election, he will resign. Mr. Kumis himself told the Liberian people that if he doesn't win, he will support the opposition. Mr. Belete did not resign. Mr. Kumis does not support the opposition bloc. Rather, his party went ahead and supported the CDC. And you know the rest of the story. Now, this statement coming from President Joshua, is it the regular statement coming from politicians, or is it something that Liberians should beat their chest to?
Thank you, Nelson. I actually want to disagree with a lot of the panelists and agree with the fact that Josh Weir meant what he said. Now, a lot of people will look at it as if he was throwing jabs at Joseph Barker specifically. But I also think he was throwing jabs at CDC, the party as a whole. There is so much toxicity in the CDC right now that people don't understand, as much as it would look like they're together on the outside, right? Maybe he was giving he has reliable information that there are mass majority of the CDC leadership that do not feel like he should be the right candidate going forward, and they don't want him. So for that reason, if at all they were not to pick him for 2029 coming up, he's trying to tell them, if I'm not able to go 2029, I'm not going to wait years after that and be 80 years old before you guys can make me a candidate again. And, for me, I'm not really focusing on his ability to come back and be a president. Is the statement for him to say he only became a president to prove other
Prove
people
your point.
wrong is
Yeah.
so sad, because he's basically telling us, being that people say he was uneducated and not capable to be a president, he was trying to prove to people that he can be a president even not being educated, not for the love of country, not to serve the country. And George Weah have made these comments several times. Like the video you just played, he wasn't a politician, he didn't want to come on board, but they brought him on board, and he did it to prove people wrong. And it's crazy because the point he proved was to take our country backwards instead of moving us forward. And Liberians now need to see all these and make sure that moving forward, you don't just bring people on because of popularity and what people say about them, but we should do more research and learn, people intentions, true intentions for Liberia before we make them leaders.
Wow. But was he successful in proving that point for the past 6 years?
He wasn't. Like I previously stated, he took our country backwards instead of proving that point. If he say proving the point that he could be a president and do whatever he likes, such as going to Dubai for 50 days and just living his life and not answering to no one, yes, he did. He proved those points. But when it comes to providing and representing our country, he didn't do the job at all.
Wow. Wow. Let's hear from you, Raymond. What's your take on this, the president's statement?
I would like to think, like some people would, that George Weah is this nice guy. He's harmless. It's everyone else who caused the trouble, and George Weah is just the victim of the circumstances. But instead, he's the mastermind. He's the evil genius. He's the ringleader. He's the con guy. He's the con artist. George Weah only speak to proffer a narrative that he thinks suits him. That's why he's so wishy-washy with every statement. One statement contradicts the other. And that's his lifestyle. He always contradicts himself consistently. So George Weah's words cannot be taken for any value.
You
A
think
test
so?
of a man's character is to give him, the ultimate test of a man's character is to give him wealth and power and see how he performs. His true nature come alive. George Weah has been tested. His true nature came when he had the powers of the Republic of Liberia and he had the wealth of the Republic of Liberia. So if you want to judge George Weah for who he is, order his intention, his motive, and his true character, judge him during that time period. What George Weah is saying now is to create a buffer for him to have a safe landing. After amassing wealth and carrying out all that he's done, how can he escape? If he relinquish the people power and pretend that he has no more ambition, it would be almost like a bargain. Okay, this guy got a following. If we let him go, that sleeping dog lies. That's what George Weah wants. So George Weah is conning, in a conning way, trying to bargain to leave me alone and I leave Liberia with you guys. In fact, I never intended. These guys wanted something. That's what they used me. I'm the victim of the circumstances. I'm so ignorant. I didn't know what was going on. And I'm the victim here, guys. Don't prosecute me. Leave me alone. It was those guys. He's finding scapegoat. And that's the act of a con artist. George Weah is a criminal mind. He's trying to throw other people under the bus by making himself the white sheep.
No, but just saying that, Raymond, if you go back a little to few Sundays ago, this very president at his church was again preaching, and he was telling his congregation that people had the opportunity to maintain what they had. They did not maintain it. They did not hold on to it. They let it slip out of their hand. They did not work for 2024. They did not work for 2024. They allowed 2024 to slip out of their hand. Then now they say they won't work for 2029. And 2029, it might be too late because so I mean, is there any connection here? And what a lot of people capture from that message, from that preaching, is that he was telling a lot of people that the people who were in the cycle did not do well on the aspect of upholding his legacy, making his dream come through when it comes to providing good leadership, more like shifting the blames on those who served in his administration, his principal deputies. Those people perhaps did not serve well. Now, so if you coming back to the statement you just made, talking about he's the mastermind and everything, don't you see this as a case where the president gave people opportunity? A lot of those people misused the opportunity, and now he has nothing much to lose. Those people who were opportune to serve in some key positions are the ones who have a whole lot to lose.
So if George Weah had nothing to lose, he wouldn't have campaigned much. He wouldn't have had a depressed face when he said, "Boy, I cannot win in this election. I'm a celebrity." I mean, if that's in another country, you could see his demeanor and knew that he was under the pressure of losing election, and the indicators were there. But Curtis said to the media and all you guys who have puffered this narrative that it's the guys around George Weah who caused him to fail and was causing him to fail. So why George Weah can't use those lines? He borrowed the lines from you guys. There's the ideology that out there. The public is saying that everybody, Samuel Tua and everybody else, made George Weah to fail. But whereas George Weah had the powers, Samuel Tua never had the powers. Samuel Tua enjoyed the powers of George Weah. So Samuel Tua walked at the will and pleasure of George Weah. So everything that George Weah did was sanctioned by Samuel Tua. I mean, everything Samuel Tua did was sanctioned by George Weah. That's what George Weah wanted him to do, and so he did it. Other than that, he would have been changed a long time ago. When they are doing Corona, when monies were borrowed to buy food and nobody got food, was George Weah blind? Or was he drunk with Hennessy that he couldn't know what was going on? When auditors die in the country, in the line of work, George Weah was the first on his podium who said that they were having intercourse in a car, and they died out of carbon monoxide poisoning or whatever. Who put that? Was that Samuel Tua? So let this crap talk stops, and let George Weah be held accountable for his actions. And all that this thing he's trying to negotiate by saying he's going to leave is a lie. George Weah's words have never stood truth. He never says anything that he stood by. He's like I said, George Weah is a porn artist who are looking for opportunities.
There's a red on that, which indicates danger. It means that you can fully prepare to create a dangerous.
He got our country where it is. Thank God the Liberian people rescue our country and got it from his hands.
Thank you.
If he wants to come back, he's going to have the Liberian people to decide. It's not his decision.
Thank you. Let's hold you there. Elson, you want to take
Not if find that video. It's not possible. It's not possible for that video.
It's not possible for your flag to leave that corner on your shirt, right, on your shoulder. You tell it, no, it's not possible.
It may represent the country.
Let's hear from you, Elson. Go ahead. Elson, can you hear me?
Well, let me say first.
Sending away from using our flag out of getting to jacket.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
You're live. Yes, sir. So go ahead. Let's hear your take on this issue, Elston.
Well, Nelson, the core of what George Weah did say was, I became a president to prove a point. This is why, I'm a person of intuition. So a lot of people who know me know I come from a sports background as a sports journalist back then. So when I initially said from day one, I knew George Weah could never make a good president. This just fast forward to today when he says, I became a president to prove a point. He doesn't care about being a president. No. Okay. All he cares about is selfish reason. Look, you served as a one-term president, being the most popular person in the country. You came back and you got whipped. that tells you that he wasn't in it for the presidency, he was in it for the morale of it. And it showed that he performed so poorly that the Liberian people could not afford to give him a second term. The other day, I made mention of an NBA player by the name of Bismarck Biyombo. This guy is not a starting player in the NBA, he's a backup, but he used his influence as a sports icon in his country, Congo, and he has built a hospital there next door to us in Senegal. The very famous Sadio Mane, he has built a stadium in his country. What has George Weah done in Liberia? Became a president and refurbished his entire house on Namshi, became a president, erected so many mansions in Pinsville for himself. He has done nothing meaningful for Liberia. And then in the end, because like I say, he should be nowhere close to presidency, because the reality here is our country have a very low literacy rate. He managed to come one. And then he will come out and expect people to hail him when he conceded during his defeat to Ambassador Bouaka. We should not be thanking him for anything as a president, because he performed so badly that he's been kicked out after one term. All he wanted to do was the name to prove a point. Thankfully,
was he successful? You think he was successful in doing that, in proving a point?
Yeah, he was successful in the wrong way. Yeah, he was successful in that. It happened.
No. Aston, how can he be successful in the wrong way?
In a wrong way, meaning he became a president. That was his goal. His goal was to become a president, to say, yes, I wanted to become and I became. That was the whole ultimate thing. You listen to the man, he said, I wanted to prove a point. You can go back and play it over and over. That's the core of this whole statement. I wanted to prove a point. They thought we could not become, meaning the downtrodden. He represented downtrodden. He's from a very old background, humble background. So he wanted to prove to the people that somebody from his background could be a president, and that's what I mean. He succeeded in doing it, but then on the job, he performed so badly on the job that he's being kicked out after one term. Imagine, this is the most famous man, arguably in the whole of Africa, behind Nelson Mandela, and he could not win a second term. It tells you that his performance, it was below expectation. I mean, he underperformed so badly that there is no way you could give him a second term. I mean, his people wanted him to go back, but the reality is he was never going back. He spoke on no issues. People died, he would never open him up and talk. He go in his church and spill gibberish. Let's see how long he go with that church, and let's see where he takes himself from where he is right now, because his legacy has been ruined by the presidency. And that's something why, coming from the sports background, I never wanted to happen. I wanted him to retire from sports and go into something private or help in the sports sector in Liberia, but not president, because in no way I could envisage him being a good president.
Thank you.
And here we are today. Thank you. He has proven me right.
Thank you, Aston. And this is very important. I want us to take a look at this particular video here. This is what happened today at the Liberian Senate. No, not the Senate, at the legislature, at the House of Representatives. Let me put it that way. This is what happened today at the House of Representatives. Maybe I show you this. Okay.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Honorable Richard Nameku.
Samuel Tour enjoyed the powers of George Weah. So Samuel Tour worked at the will and pleasure of George Weah. So everything that George Weah did was sanctioned by Samuel Tour. I mean, everything Samuel Tour did was sanctioned by George Weah.
Honorable Councillor J. Fonati Kofa.
Why is the get disturbing?
You got a serious problem.
You didn't ask him today when you were there.
That wouldn't want you
No,
to
he
ask.
was stating the obvious.
Okay, so just to give you a okay, so just a repeat of what happened today at the Capitol. But a lot of you saw that. I believe so many of you watched that from start to finish. This is how the folks elected their leaders today. Okay, so the Liberian people finished electing representatives and senators. And the representatives and senators among themselves, they go ahead and elect the pro tem, the speaker, deputies, and then a deputy speaker. Senator Yomdi Kanga Lawrence won on a white ballot, so nothing much to say about that. But the House of Representatives, where you have the speaker, where the speaker sits, that place that contains 73 representatives from across the 73 electoral districts of our country. Those people get to make critical decisions there. Unity Party fought for the speakership. The CDC have been fighting as well. Well, Representative Fonati Kofa, the deputy speaker, former deputy speaker, is that person that turned out to be the interest of the CDC. He has been playing his card. The Unity Party have been trying. Everyone had expectations, but it turned out today that it didn't go in the favor of the Unity Party. Senator Deputy Speaker Fonati Kofa obtained 36 votes. Representative Richard Nagbe-Kun obtained 31 votes. A margin of 5 votes. So just 5 persons made the Unity Party to lose the election. 5 persons made the election to go the way of the CDC. Now, I want to get your take on this, guys, because this is very important. It has to do with what Liberians should expect for maybe the next 6 years or so. What Liberians should expect. What kind of legislature, what kind of House of Representatives, what kind of leadership should Liberians expect at the level of the House of Representatives? We're going to go to the other aspect of it, the legality. That's another aspect we'll go in. That will be the second round we're going to make on this particular talking point. But let's talk about the whole idea of the Unity Party losing this election. What went wrong? Didn't the Unity Party play her card well? Did we have a situation where the Unity Party felt overly confident that they didn't reach out, they didn't negotiate, they didn't play the card well? Because we are talking about a ruling establishment, a certain government. Now, I mean, forget about the people, the people that take office here, but this is the ruling establishment we're talking about here now in just a week from now. All right? How come the ruling establishment lost this election to the opposition? Is it that they didn't play the card well? Was it deliberate? Did they want a balance of power? How come CDC got this thing, both the speaker and the deputy speaker? Under her 6 years, CDC was successful in getting those two key or strategic positions, but the Unity Party failed to do that. What does this say about the very influence of the Unity Party? Let's start the conversation with you, Cindy, since we started with you, and we're going to take Prince. Cindy, what went wrong?
Look, Nelson, first let me congratulate uh, Speaker Funanti Kofa. Let me also congratulate Senate Pro Temper Madam Lawrence. And then I follow who I was very shocked to see got elected as Deputy Speaker. Congratulations to him as well. Look, for me personally, between Representative Kuhn and now Speaker Kofa, I didn't have a side, right? I wasn't really optimistic that Representative Kuhn was going to win this thing. I'll be honest with you. I think I have my side on this show as well. My only issue with Kofa then was, I mean, of course, still now is that his record. But I'm looking forward to a balanced government. What went wrong is only the Unity Party or the team. I mean, team Kuhn can tell us. Maybe they did not play their card well. We saw President-elect Wakai did his part. He invited the lawmaker to his home. They had a meeting. There were talks going around. There was some negotiation going around. And unfortunately, the result did not favor them today.
But do you really think they played their card well? Yeah, what went wrong?
I mean, I don't know what went wrong. I think he did his best. The president-elect did his best. He did what he could. He came in. He was very clear as to who he wanted, to become Speaker of the House. That's the best he could do.
So this entire discussion, let's go back a little, Cindy, and then we're gonna move to Prince next. But this entire discussion started as far back as the end of November.
Yeah.
As far back as the end of November. Up to December, the entire 31 days in December, this conversation was going on. Up to January, 14, 15 days in January, this conversation was going on. So if you consider the entire period from that time up until where we are, we're talking about pretty close to 2 months. This conversation was going on. Do you think, Cindy, the Unity Party, beyond just saying, or maybe just having this feeling that Unity Party wanted the speakership, do you really think that the Unity Party fought or played her card from the very start to get this particular speakership?
If I should look, Nelson, if we try to dig deep, we can say similarly to what happened to the CDC may have happened here to the Unity Party. What I mean is this.
What do you think? Similarly to what?
I think the CDC were a little relaxed during the election. They thought they would get an easy win. George Weah is still popular. George Weah is still loved. We're going to defeat Ome Boakai. There was some realization on their part. And then we know what happened. I think Speaker Funati Kofa started playing his card from a very early stage. From some of the folks we spoke to, that I spoke to, clearly said that this guy actually sponsored some of the new lawmakers that were just elected. He sponsored their election. So this guy started talking to those folks from a very early stage. Money may have played a part here, but the initial conversation started very early. I cannot say so for Mr. Kuhn, for Representative Kuhn. He may have done so, but I don't think to the extent that Kofa went. So that may have played a part. Also, I mean, Kofa was a deputy speaker with so much influence and so much relationship networking that he had in the House, or that he had in the House. So we can expect that even some of the folks that came from the 54th may have also voted him today based on their relationship with him.
Wow.
Again, I will say this, Nelson. The president-elect played his part.
Do you think he played that part early enough?
Maybe not. I think he was also.
Was he swift enough? Did he really get involved from the very start? Was he really intentional about this speakership position?
The president-elect was focused on his own election in the beginning, in the first place. You wouldn't focus on speakership when you are not elected as president-elect. So after his election, perhaps he played his part. But again, Kofa played his part during the election process, right? From what we are hearing, by influencing some of the incoming lawmakers or the new lawmakers, by supporting or sponsoring their elections, their campaigns. So they may have I mean, you can see some sort of loyalty towards him because of his
Thank you.
role.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Thank you.
again,
Sid.
look, we're going to come to the I mean, like you said,
Yeah, we're gonna come to the other aspect
Liberia
of it.
won today. That's it. Liberia won.
Yeah, we're gonna
Period.
make another round on this discussion. There's another aspect of it that will come. But let's get your take on the Springs.
Well, Nelson, today I've been monitoring it. When I woke up this morning, I was monitoring the whole proceeding today. And if you can recall, a couple of weeks ago when we was talking about this situation, I clearly stated here that I don't have confidence in the House of Representatives because why? They are money greed. I said it on the show for the record. So it's not surprising. There's no way, Mark, hold the phone. There's no way that the Funadi Kofa play any card before then Kun. Because the first thing first, you all went for election and you were opportune to stay. So there was no way that you could play. You are now magician to say, okay, I'll win the election. The upcoming representative election for my district, I'll win it. So for that reason, I'll start to play my card. No. They think there's no sugar cooking about it.
Okay. So you're saying that even Councillor Kofa was not 100% sure that he would have returned to the capital. Based on the fact that they were all going back for re-election.
Yeah, he's supporting anybody. You can. But the thing there is that when he won the seat back to the House of Representatives, obviously, all those guys that there already, that been there, that were with him, that they were doing this, who got signaturing, who got passing of bills, that the same group that he met. So what you expect? He will go play money, he going to play cards with the money. That's about all. And now with the same new ones that come in, that don't know the right from wrong, poor and broke, that want to say you don't put poor man into power. The first
come to but Prince, are you saying here that those people voted because of money? That the same way the ordinary people can vote, they can put them in truck and carry them look at tour while they live in Morocco, they carry them look at tour to go vote for money. Are you saying that the lawmakers were trucked, their ideas were trucked, and they voted the way they voted because of money? Is that the point you're pushing?
Period. And Nelson, if you check when the CEO put out our list that day, right? You check the exact 35 lawmakers. When the representative for I think district number 3, Maserati, Copper, Madam Copper, when she seated out there, she put our list up. And all those guys.
Yeah, Honorable Priscilla Copper.
The season assigned, the same 35. That's the number that came out today. I mean, the thing is glaring, Nelson. The man, they brought money. That's what they're for. Money.
No, but aside from the whole money thing you're talking about, I know you're angry. You're a Unity Party person. You're angry. You're very frustrated over this whole thing. I can see the love in your eyes, but you didn't make it. But again, Prince, the Unity Party ready fight. I'm going to interrupt you. I'll interrupt you on this one. I'll interrupt you. Did the Unity Party ready fight to get this thing? Did you play your card well?
Nelson, again, I come to you again. Nelson, there's no card to be played yet. Nelson, you can't go beyond talking to people whose minds are set for money. You can't beat it.
But then what does it say about your influence?
What kind of influence you use? The
so you don't have influence.
The man just coming. The man he see money, he see for the first time before. And you see it. What you do?
Thank you. Thank you. Let's leave you there, Prince. Thank you. Thank
you.
So
let me 2 minutes, 1 minute, just 1 minute. Now, besides that, Nelson, now the same law you put onto the floor.
We'll end up with the legal aspect. I don't want us to go there. Okay. All right. So, I'm hoping to have a guest on that will even come in with some legal inputs on that aspect. But if we can't get him, we'll make some analysis around that. But let's hear from you, Officer Hans Johnson. What's your take on this, man? The Unity Party lost. The Unity Party was massively and miserably defeated by the CDC today.
Nelson,
what went wrong?
I'm not a Unity Party hierarchy, But
Yeah, but for your own
I'm a,
analysis of things.
from a sympathizer standpoint of view, they had a weak they had a weak candidate. I don't think Unity Party candidate was strong enough to go against a deputy speaker, even though Kuhn been in the House, but being a deputy speaker, you have weight, you have leverage, you have ways of maneuvering around the capital. So knowing the aspect of being speaker, you started your lobbying earlier, and I want to strongly believe that Funadi started his campaign in the early stage compared to when Unity Party. Then they came and picked another person. Joseph, the president elect did his thing. All presidents would do that. Call members to his residency. Look, this is what I need to do. I need this to accomplish my agenda, or so and so. But one thing struck me today, and I was amazed. Okay, Kun lost. We understand, right?
Yeah.
The dude that stood up, now this was complete tribal base. The dude that stood up and nominated Billy, he made a comment that we the newcomer, we need new person, and I nominated my Nima brother, and he nominated Billy. Mind you, Kun was in the race to be to be speaker, and Kun lost. You don't think that representative would have stood up there and say, okay, there was no laws that say you can't renominate Kun to be deputy speaker, but they didn't want that. Those guys had their meetings, they had their envelopes, they had everything like I would say, we prepay for our phone service. They pre-planned that thing. They just went in there to execute today. I think what you look at the thing today was all planned. Miss Cooper says something. Go ahead.
When you say it was all planned, it was pre-planned, premeditated, well calculated, or whatever. So how come you, on the other hand, or you on the other side, could not pre-plan your thing as well? How come you could not use your influence? Because this is a question that a lot of people are asking. How come you, the ruling establishment, could not play your card well, use your influence to get what you want out of the legislature? If you could not get it at this time, what's the assurance that you're going to get it anytime soon?
I understand, but you running against the deputy speaker, who is one step away from the speakership, who knows all the ins and outs, the rigmaroles, the dealings, how to turn corners, how to talk to those guys. So these new fellows coming in, they fell in the trap. Bro, even in America, the House is one of the most dirty places in politics. The Senate, you can balance power a little bit. You can get things out of the Senate. Other places that have House and Senate, other places that have House and Senate. The House is the most delusional and dirty place in politics to play. You can't count on them for nothing. They go party lines, they struck deal. The difference is their year, we can hold people accountable for their actions. You can expel House member, you can do things. So there's some rules that can work over here. They just suspended or expel a United States congressman the last time for his lies and things that he did to get into power. Unlike Liberia and Africa and other places, you can't. So again, United Party had a weak candidate.
Thank you.
Not the strongest. And
But who do you think? If I may pull that out to you, who do you think was the best candidate?
I'm not honestly. Between you and me, I'm not 100% familiar with all the people over there. But this is where you go into a caucus and you strategize. They set up. The party went and set up, from what I heard, set up ability to be deputy, where they could have renominated Kun. And see now, that was the catch 23 right there. They could have renominated Kun for deputy speaker, and Kun lost. Then I would say yeah, but nothing like that happened. They went straight. So everything were pre-orchestrated.
Okay, thank you. Let's hear from you, Mobile. Then we'll take my.
Thank you, Nelson. You see, Kun play a very smart card. I mean, to Fonati Kofa, he play a very smart card, and despite what came on the show, right, and probably beating on him, won't want to be a speaker, what have you. But when you look at it on the other side, I will commend him, because what he did, he knew that a lot of law. First of all, like my brother alluded first, right? He played his card well by what sending in video, getting a group chat. I talked with one of the representatives who voted for him. You know what they said? He said, man, create a group chat among them.
Moba, are you with us? Okay.
Oh,
Moba went off.
you getting me?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
You okay?
You can hear me? You hear me?
We can hear you, Moba. You okay?
You hear me?
Oh my word. Okay. So Moba, just log out and try to come back.
Nelson,
Mary,
if you don't, Nelson, if you
Mary,
don't
let's
mind,
hear you.
please. I'm sorry, real quickly. The reason why you're not seeing Ami, Toure, and what's his name here, Francis, their team is being beaten right now, so they're in a sad mood.
I'm not hearing you. I gotta go off and come back.
Oh no, please don't go there.
You sound like
I'm a fully sympathizer.
Okay, so let's hear from you, Marie. Let's hear your take on this. Marie, your Unity Party that you fought for, you were on this platform campaigning for the Unity Party for over 3 months. Unity Party was mercilessly beaten today at the legislature. You won the presidency, but didn't get to win the lower house, the legislature, both the speaker and the deputy speaker position. Again, the question is, Marie, what went wrong?
I think Unity Party went wrong, Nelson. They didn't have a plan B, neither did they have a plan A or B. They didn't have any. Um I don't know on what basis Unity Party will ever go for Musability. You know how I feel about him and him representing Liberia. But for Funati, right, when he came out with that list of signatures, that he had 40 lawmakers that signed for him to be a speaker, he had tangible information that CEO, I believe CEO even called a couple of the lawmakers and some confirm and some deny. So with that information being out there, I expected the Unity Party to play their card better towards the deputy speakership, because I had several argument with people where I told them, I understand, the Joseph Barker Lee government might be cooperative with allowing Funati Kofer to be a speaker, but there is no way. I kept saying there is no way UP would sit there and have CDC have both speakers and deputy speakership. And that's what's so sad. But then at the same time, Liberia won, because this is democracy and transparency in the making. Because now when something goes wrong when it comes to governance, it won't be blame on one party anymore. It will be blame on the people that are in positions that's not doing the right thing for the people. But I think Unity Party did not play their card well to even fathom the idea of making Musability or a choice for deputy speakership. They just failed the Liberian people. I think they were more focused on trying to lobby support right after the election, when the elected president came over here. They was focused on that, and Funati Kofa was working behind closed doors.
Now, a lot of people are saying that the Unity Party should not be, so much in a worry or whatever, because this man is going to he's going to fight. He's going to play by the rules. He's going to have the interest of the Unity Party. Do you see anything of such? Do you see the possibility of?
Absolutely, I agree. Like many of my fellow panelists would say, Kuhn was never a trust for me. I think you can remember when you once asked me about him, I elaborated towards my frustration with Musability, but I said between him, Thomas Fowler, and the other person that was going, Liberian people can look at their capability and what they have to offer the country. And I think, honestly speaking, between Kuhn and Funati Kofa, I would pick Mr. Kofa any day. And I'm looking forward to him working for the Liberian people because he have presented himself to be such that, you know, he's in the interest of the Liberian people. So we're looking forward to that, as well as Honorable Fala being his deputy. We're looking forward to them working for the Liberian people and abiding to the oath that they took today.
Wow. So, Moba, let's hear you quickly. We're about to transition to the other aspect of this, and then we'll take Elston. Go ahead,
All right,
Moba.
thank you. Yeah. As a in flower when I call came in, right? Some I talked with one of the a representative today, and he said uh there was a group chat, and all the people what he did, he was able to run his campaign even before the election because he knew within himself he was coming to
Yeah.
win in his district. You understand? So what he did, he started talking to people since he started talking to a lot of individuals who were running. Now he want to be a speaker. So people now, what now? After all the people he was talking with, they open a group chat and he try to, talk to the people until today, right? But before then, one of the smarter things he did, he sent out envelope. He sent people money. He never do it like you remember when the last time when Spoon came out, Spoon said, "Oh, there was a meeting. Fonati Kova hosting a meeting, even to his law firm. It was true. He was hosting meeting on a daily basis with the guys, but all was true. I mean, like, but then you know the party they even select nobody, right, to be a speaker. They were only talking with their mouth. Nobody know who they were coming to. Yeah. So the man started playing the card long since before the election. So, and the best part in the whole thing he did was he command all the guys and carry them from Farmington Hotel. You know how much of per net to Farmington Hotel you carry over 30 people to Farmington, you feed them for 3 days. That's why he caught a lot of them. They was like, oh, but then they may already
So, Moba, are you saying that the deputy speaker of fair, those people? No, Moba. Let's
I'm
take
not
the
saying
field.
listen, I'm not saying the representative and he took over there, they can provide for themselves. Is that what I'm saying? But he
Yeah.
did it on a smart move, on a political move. That if I bring the men in close to me, nobody will be able to penetrate them no more. Nobody will be able to convince them to not vote for me. Nobody will be able to talk to them easily. So based on that, based on that perspective, my own lawmaker and took me to Farmington Hotel. And they were there for 3 good days. He paid all the bill, feed and everything. Every morning when they wake up, they see each other face, they discuss politics. So tell me now, and even when Kun came on the show yesterday, Kun admitted that he only had, I think, 29 or 30 votes. He said it. And our brother said, when they asked him, he said, Fonati Kova had almost 35 votes. Spoon did the counting. So there was no way Unity Party could win that identical seat. The only thing I disappointed in is to go for the deputy speaker. As everybody said, that was it. Why you carry Bedete? Why you carry Bedete? Bedete, who for you carry? Bedete reputation, all this kata, all in the media, all what people know. He won the election because he went in very breach in the country. And secondly, he got all the people. So he got end of the day, the people go to him. But you think who the some other person will look at Bedete against the speaker? The man who a whole character that rare or.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Moba.
So that's the place Unity Party. That's the place Unity Party mess up at totally they should have carry Kuma as deputy speaker come to be balanced. Not me for me, right? Let me conclude by saying that for me. I never saw it coming. Who? Why me? Tomo Fala to be a speaker. I never ever saw that coming.
Deputy speaker.
Deputy speaker. I never saw Tomo Fala coming as deputy speaker. Like all criminal.
Thank you. But now let's hear from you, Elston, and then we're gonna make the quick transition. There's a legal aspect to this whole thing.
So what about me, man? You don't see me all the time. What's going on, Nelson? Why you never see me?
Maybe the caller you have on tonight is
it's a consistent ad by you, Nelson. I have to speak out. Usually.
No. Listen, okay, you're gonna come in, Rema. I thought you already spoke, that's why. But let's have Elston to come in, then you come in here.
Look,
Elston, go
listen,
ahead, sir.
when with regards to this whole, with regard to that whole election, I did not like the leading contender. I didn't like the chance of Kuhn, neither did I like the chance of Funati Kofa for obvious reasons. They have tinted character. But having said that, I long for the day that Liberia will start to emulate some of the example of the great United States that they profess to be patterned after. Like, for instance, or for Nati Kofa wins an election like that, and it's proving that he holds U.S. citizenship, and it's something that is not
Yeah, we're
acceptable
gonna
by the
go. We're
law,
gonna
and
come
it
to
gets
the
to be
aspect that
proven.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
We're gonna come
Okay,
to that
I will
aspect
leave
of it.
that.
That's the
But
ending
let
of
me,
it.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah. Considering we're going to discuss that later, let me take it from another radical standpoint. Say, for instance, if it's proven that Fanatic Kofa took people to Farmington Hotel, paid for the rooms, did everything in a way to get them to vote for him. If it is proven that actually happened, I mean, in a country like America, if you do something like that, there are going to be ramifications. You have to face the weight of the law. Meaning, if it entails that they will revoke that position from you, they will take you from that position. They will, but something has to be done. I mean, think about it as a sound person. Say, for instance, this guy is running for this job. He's not the most competent person, but he has the financial means. He has the financial strength to buy people. He just buys people, and then he wins an election. That is unfortunate. In a structured society, those things doesn't slide easily. Even if it happens, if it is cut down the line, that person will be chastised. I'm telling you, if you go into an American election in a high position like that, and what I'm hearing, you go and pay for people to stay in a hotel, pay for the room, pay for the feeding and everything, and it's proven. My God, I long for the day that Liberia will start to emulate some good examples. And this is just my take on that. Learn to emulate some good example and
But Esther,
practicalize it.
do
We
you
are
think? Do
failing
you
a lot of
think?
things.
Do you think the Unity Party play her card well?
Not very well. Because if they had done so, they wouldn't have lost. Because they lost to the opposing side. But here's my
No,
only thing.
no,
Considering the Unity Party,
knowing how strategic the speakership
right?
and the deputy speakership
Yeah,
is, why do
yeah,
you think the Unity Party sat by and decided not to play the card well, considering that these two positions are very sensitive, they're very key. Those two
right,
people determine, they decide what goes on the floor, what form part of the
right,
agenda of the day. If you craft your farm bill, your communication, or whatever, whether you find a what, if the message is not going there, not going there, nobody can question you.
right,
That's why the legs of Representative Yeke Koluba was crying and insulting Deputy Speaker Buffer Chima throughout 6 years. We saw
right.
that. Why do you think, Elston, with all of the power, the authorities that position carries, why do you think the Unity Party sat by and didn't play her card well to get those two positions?
Well, I would say that in my purview, I think they don't have the strength in there to get it done. So they fell short just based on that. From what I can see, if they had the
Just
strength
the strength?
in there in terms of the number, yeah, I mean, like the number of representatives or the senators to get it done, I don't think they had that strength on their side to vote for their choice. So it didn't materialize. But in the same vein, before I retire, let me give a special recognition to pro tem elect Yomli Kanga Lauren and my personal friend, everyone knows, Senator Ibrahim Dara Dolon, for winning the chairmanship on foreign
Okay.
affairs. And we'll leave it at that for now. But I didn't like
Thank
the
you.
two candidates at all.
Raymond, let's hear from you.
Thank you for seeing me, Nelson, and realizing I'm on the show
Are
as
you
well.
in the corner? Why you went all the way in the corner there, Raymond?
Thank you for the
You put
recognition,
in
my
there.
brother. I'm on this show as well. So to answer the question, I'm wondering and thinking how all of my esteemed colleagues, fellow panelists adopted this narrative. And no wonder why Liberians vote the way we vote. Because we see things that far-fetched and we run with it. Talking about Fanatico Far winning because Unity Party didn't play her card. and finding all the other excuses that he started ahead of time. When we know the bottom line is money, inducement, pay for play. And all of our fight against corruption, we are calling Musa Ability names and fronting at the Unity Party for aligning with Musa Ability, but nobody mentioned anything of Fanati character. It seems that Fanati overnight has become the good guy, and Musa Ability is the devil. How did that
No,
happen?
because we haven't reached to that topic yet. That's what the man said.
We're discussing the elections.
Yeah,
And all those,
we're about to get the legal
and
aspect.
all those phrases scheme out, right?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to say, look, guys, simple. Fanati Kofa, over the 6 years, amassed wealth. And he used that wealth, and a lot of those in the House of Representatives, not the Liberian people who the ordinary voters who want to change. They want wealth. The motivating factor to even run for the position of representative is to create wealth. If Fanati Kofa can give it to them, and if Joseph Yuma Boaka austerity form of government and a Joseph Boaka speakership might not give them the kind of money they want to put in the budget for what they want. These guys are fighting for their belly and nobody can see it. I wonder how. Those guys don't want a clean speaker. They don't want someone who Joseph Boaka will influence. They want to get rich. They don't care about liberal prospects. They care about their wealth.
Remember, are you saying here that the lawmakers voted for
their interests
because they think he's gonna be that person who
they want corruption to continue
around.
They want corruption to continue. And you know, I went over social media to see those who congratulated Fanati Kofa. Surprisingly, they are young ladies who calling him a good man. Because he got a deep young ladies. Just go check social media. The number of persons.
But you're trying to get into the social aspect of it, which I don't.
No, what I'm trying to say, no.
Goddaughter,
I'm putting him under the microscope and I'm seeing him as he is. Right? I'm putting him under the microscope. He's the speaker of my country, the government in my country. I will critique him as much as I can from an honest place. What I'm trying to say, look, guys, Fanati Kofa is no good character. He's no better than Kun, as some of my panelists have said. What's the distinction? What is his achievement in Liberia that we can look at and say, yeah, he's better than Kun? Or can we see that he's going to work with the government? Why are the indicators? There's no indicator. Or wishful thinking. The indicators are the opposite. They're not even alluding to what we just said. But Fanati Kofa has always stood for everything that is wrong. And those guys who voted Fanati Kofa, look, it's about numbers. Even you have put Kun as deputy speaker. Who told you someone was going to break and come to Kun? We have still lost the election, so it didn't make no difference. So there's no argument to make. Fanati Kofa won with 5 votes. If Rachel Kun had go for deputy speaker, they would have still beat him with 5 votes. Those guys was a block. They voted as a block. They didn't vote as independent thinkers.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you very
much.
Thank you, sir. Now, interestingly, while we're discussing this issue, less than 1 hour after the election of Honorable Fanati Kofa as Speaker of the 55th Legislature, then this thing came out. A document from the court summoning the Speaker of the 54th or the 55th Legislature, Honorable J. Fanati Kofa, on grounds or on the basis of his citizenship and the legal aspects and everything surrounding that. The print here is can you guys see it? Is it clear? All right, is it clear? Can you guys see it? So the civil law court, wow, let me get this coming through. Maybe I should just read through what I have here from my phone. But this thing came out.
It's,
Long story short,
it's clear, Nelson. We can see it.
okay, you can see it from the end, right? So yeah, because I know you're using a larger screen.
Yeah, we're using phone. You
Yeah,
can see it clear, but we're
yeah,
using computer,
using a
maybe a
larger
desktop.
screen,
You'll be
which
able to
makes
see
it
it.
very easy for you to see what we have displayed here. Let me just see if I can access it from my phone because I just want to read a portion of this particular document. But the Unity Party is taking this seriously. Well, the Unity Party is taking this seriously, and the folks have gone to court. The court has now summoned Honorable Funati Kofa to appear. And not just Honorable Funati Kofa in this case. And this is where we're about to watch the law play. Not just the Speaker Funati Kofa, but also the National Elections Commission is being dragged into this thing. So both the National Elections Commission, oh man, I don't want to be talking the thing here. Wait, let me. Why they say my WhatsApp full? I'll have to delete something if anything. But it's Prince, don't do that into all.
Did
Let
you
me tell you that.
did you all your breathing messages? You will get more
No
space.
man, no, stop that. This my phone memory is full. That's why. But but why this is happening? Just few hours following the election of Honorable Kofa, he's being served a summon. Okay, so it says Unity Party and its national chairman, Reverend Luther Tappe, and Secretary and National Secretary General Amos Twe and other officials of the Unity Party of the city of Monrovia, Republic of Liberia, are the petitioners. The National Elections versus the National Elections Commission, represented by members of its Board of Commissioners of the Republic of Liberia. So either Madame Deviata Brown Lasana or one of the other 6 members of the 7 Board of Commissioners should be going to represent them. And Councillor Jonathan Funati Kofa, representative of Grand Crew County and Speakership candidate of Monrovia, the second respondent. George's order. It said, okay, so you have here the clerk, civil law court, temple of justice, Mr. Clerk. Okay, upon receipt of our orders, petition and accompanying document upon payment of their legal fees, you are directed to issue the writ of summon directed to the sheriff of the court to summon the respondent to appear before the court sitting in this December term 2023 to answer the petitioner's question. You will further command the sheriff, blah, 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 blah. I want to get to the second document. So who are the petitioners here? The petitioners, or the petitioner is the Unity Party and their leadership, and the respondents are Councillor Funati Kofa and the National Elections Commission. So then you move to the next document. I want to get the next one coming up here because this is very important. Okay. So this is it. So this is the first respondent communication. Okay, so Republic of Liberia to complain to Captain. This thing is not serving me well. Okay, so it said you are hereby commanded to summon the respondent in above entitled cause of action to appear before the civil law court for the 6th Judicial Circuit, Montserrat County, Temple of Justice, building, sitting in December term 2023 to answer petitioner's petition in the above entitled blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is the document. We're going to post it as well on the Spoon page. The prints are very small, but this is what we have. Few hours following the election, Senator Fonati Kofa is being petitioned.
Can you
He's being
put it in our
summoned. Sorry,
can you,
he's being summoned.
can you put it in our chat, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat room as well. Let me get a way to get it out of here. Okay, so this is it. So he's being summoned. Not just Representative Kofa, or not just the speaker now, Speaker Kofa, but even the National Elections Commission that conducted the election, that brought Speaker Kofa into office, the National Elections Commission that certificated Speaker Kofa and made him representative, and then later becoming speaker today, the National Elections Commission has been summoned as well. So it has gone from the legislative politics and all of those different rigmarole back and forth. It has gotten to a place now where legality is coming into the picture. And this is the basis on which the speaker of the 55th legislature is being invited. The law. Most of you are aware that the Unity Party raised this issue some time ago about the law and all of that. What does the law say? You cannot be a citizen of. Oh, sorry, I'm putting the wrong stuff up. You cannot be a citizen of the. You cannot hold dual nationality and become speaker or deputy speaker of the Republic of Liberia. That is an issue that came up, and that's how the passport even surfaced, and it has been published in several media outlets. Well, what we have on hand, folks, the court now summoning the speaker. The court summoning the National Elections Commission. What does this say? First of all, is this a legal battle that the speaker is going to survive? Is there any possibility of Speaker Kofa surviving this legal fight? The Unity Party taking on this fight, going to court, Reverend Luther Tape, as you saw, and Amos Twe, they are the petitioners. Are they going to succeed in this fight? Considering everything that is written there in black and white, we'll start with the female on this one. Let me put the female up here because Raymond wrap his hand again. He come and say I see him. But listen, with all of what is happening now, can Speaker Kofa survive this? The National Elections Commission being dragged into this. What do you foresee? Is there going to be a point? Are we going to arrive at a point where, based on the law, based on all the legal interpretations, that the National Elections Commission will be constrained to revoke the certificate that has been given to Councillor Kofa? Now, remember, with all of what is being said about the law, the legal aspect, and everything, this man is a Linda counselor. He's a lawyer. The law is there. The law says you cannot be an American citizen or hold dual nationality and be a speaker or deputy speaker. But he saw that. The law was passed. He contested. Now he's won. Is there going to be an escape route for the speaker? Now, let's start with you, Marie, and then we're going to make the rounds. We're going to take Cindy next, and then we take Raymond, and then we take Officer Johnson, and then Amoba. Aston will take us on this one.
Can Cindy go before me? Because I really didn't hear the question.
Cindy, let's hear you. Cindy, go ahead.
Considering that I'm going to be using her time as well, I'll take my time. But look, Nelson, to your question, if whether he's going to survive this,
yeah,
I cannot tell, to be honest with you. There has been a lot of conflicting information coming from several individuals. I mean, I've listened to Fargong, I've listened to Stanton, and so many other people on this particular topic. But I do know there are laws out there signed by folks like Funati Kofa to prevent folks with other nationalities or other citizenship from contesting for the seat of representative and for holding some key position like the position of the speaker. But again, when you listen to other parties, they give you other legal explanation within our constitution that says once a Liberian is always a Liberian. But this is good. Bringing Fulati Kofa and the National Election Commission to speak to this law, to question them and to explain the details of this law is important. I think this is a good fight. This is not just for the Unity Party. This is for all Liberian folks like us outside of our country that have had the privilege to have other nationality or other citizenship. What does that mean for us? And I'm not ashamed to say, I don't want your president job. I'm proud to say that the U.S. blessed me with their citizenship. Thank God. But what does that mean for us?
So, Sandy, listen, I don't want you to take this thing personal. Let's discuss.
Well, it's personal for some of us. It's personal for some of us.
Let's discuss this issue, right?
Just imagine, or Cindy, with some expertise in the healthcare, may not be allowed to serve his country at some capacity.
No, but Cindy, you are allowed to come into Liberia. You are a Liberian citizen. As a matter of fact, you're allowed to. But the only thing is,
I can't be township.
No, you can be township. You can be speaker or deputy speaker. The speaker, the deputy speaker, the presidency. You can be. Why? Because you hold an allegiance to another. Now, one thing here is, someone raised a point. Someone raised an issue where, the minute you decide to take on a citizenship of another country, you become subject to that country to some extent. All right?
Right.
That country, because you're a citizen of that country, there are certain things they can subject you to.
Right.
As compared to you not being a citizen of that country and maybe you there or you live somewhere else. Right. So the question was, how do we address a situation wherein you have the president of our country or the speaker of our country who is an American citizen? And the fact that he's an American citizen, he can be subjected under the laws of that country to certain issues or whatever because you are a citizen of that country. How do you play a role between the two? Okay, so that country and your country are involved into, there's something, maybe whatever, and based on your role you play and all of that, those are just some questions that a lot of people have been asking as well.
Oh, Nelson, I do agree on that. I think the last time we discussed it, I said this clearly. I agree that there are certain positions that should be limited to just folks that hold complete allegiance to Liberia. Like the position of the speaker, the deputy speaker, the president, the vice president, those are key positions. In the United States, you cannot become a president if you were not born here. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. I think there's a law. You cannot become a president if you're not born here.
Obviously.
Or you can become, Nelson, you can become a senator.
Okay, let me hold you there. I will hold you there. I'll interrupt you, Sandy. For the first time, I will interrupt you, Sandy. You cannot be a president every time. You cannot be a president when you're not born there. But you can hold other positions, right?
Yeah.
But why is it not open that anybody, once you go there, you naturalize yourself or you become a citizen of that? Why is it not open? Why do you think that there is that there is that restriction at that level? And why do you think it should not apply in Liberia's own case?
Nothing. I did not say it shouldn't apply. I think you're getting me wrong. Allow me to learn. I did not say it shouldn't apply. I'm saying there are certain positions that must be held to folks that hold allegiance to Liberia alone. The position of the president, the position of the Speaker of the House, the Vice President, those are key positions. Let's keep that to the country. I won't even go as far as saying the Minister of Defense. That's a tight security position. Let's keep that to folks that only hold allegiance to Liberia. But I'm saying the position of representatives, senators, and other ministerial positions should not be only limited to people that have Liberian citizenship
Okay,
alone. So
coming
we are
back
in
to the
agreement.
Kofa situation. Coming back to the
Coming to Kofa's
just to
situation,
conclude. Yeah.
I said it in the beginning. I am not sure if he's going to survive this, but this is good for all of us. It's good for Liberia, those in Liberia and out of Liberia. It's good for me. I want to know where we are with this dual citizenship thing. The dual citizenship is good, Nelson. I have my dual passport. I said that this is an international network, and I say I enjoy using my Liberian, my ECOWAS
You're on
passport.
record. You're
I'm
on
a
record.
record. I'm not
And
ashamed
this
to
show is
say
gonna be here for as
I
long as
was born in Dodgy
10
Town.
years after people will come back and watch this show.
Listen,
They
Nelson,
will cut this portion. They will cut this portion and use it when Cindy wants to become the speaker.
and that's why the Lord is going to be explained soon. That's why we are in court. I mean, that's why this is in court. Let the law be explained. Can
Thank you.
Cindy, a guy born from Dodgy Town, currently enjoying his ECOWAS passport and US passport, can he be limited to certain things? Let that be explained.
Thank you,
I
Cindy.
want to come to Liberia not hiding my US citizenship. I also want to come to the US not hiding my Liberian citizenship. But to what extent can I serve my country? So let that law be explained.
Thank you. Bill Carson says in the U.S., only American-born citizens can become VP or president of the United States of America. And
But guess what?
I see of your hand nodding his head, and Elston as well.
You can be born from Liberia, Nelson, and become a governor here, which is equivalent to a Liberian presidency.
Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Let's hold you there and take Mary. You ready to go, or we should take?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so go ahead. Let's hear you. This legal battle, just in fact, less than 1 hour following the election of the speaker, boom, the first legal battle laid right at his doorsteps. Is he going to survive it?
Okay. Just before I make my statement, Nelson, I just want to say this goes back to tell you Unity Party knew the possibility of winning the election was nearly impossible for the speakership. That's why they came up with a plan B for Funati. But where they should have been paying attention, they did not. And when it comes to the issue, the survivability of Funati Kofa relies on our justice system. This situation it will be interesting to see, because I myself am a dual citizen in Liberia. I want to know, I haven't seen the law. I would love to see what are the loopholes in it when it comes to, is it naturalized citizens from other country, or is it just, what's the differentiation between us that was born in Liberia and naturalized in other countries, and people that came to Liberia and naturalized in Liberia not being able to hold a position? So it is going to show us how much our justice system respects the Constitution and follow the Constitution. So I want to know, this situation definitely needs to be in court, so the clarity can be out there for the Liberian people. But I do want to say again that the Unity Party, this thing is political for them, and we all know it. Because why didn't they bring this up when people like Alexander Cummings was running for the highest office in Liberia? He's a U.S. citizen. What if he had won the election?
Marie, and that's another thing. Do you have the passport of Mr. Cummings, for example?
It's out there.
Mr. Cummings
Come
may have
on.
worked in the US, but just come again.
It's out there. I did some
Marie, are you
reading
there?
today. Mr. Cummings is a U.S. citizen. Nobody would tell me say Mr. Cummings is not a U.S. citizen, and I believe it. But go ahead.
Okay, and maybe this is why the very NEC, the body responsible to conduct election in our country, maybe this is the reason why NEC is being dragged into this whole thing. NEC is being summoned as well to appear in the court, a criminal court, but at the civil law court. But let's talk about this. Um, 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 um. Do you think it was intentional? It was premeditated. I mean, well calculated. To have on the part of the speaker now to have such a law that passed under his watch as deputy speaker, but then still ignore that law and go ahead and contest, knowing that he has an American citizen. Did he see this coming?
He did not. You know, a lot of the time we say CDC, the CDC led government only did something that benefits them. Now
Yeah.
this law, I believe they said, was brought on board by Akaris Gray, right?
Mhm.
And he brought it forth. This law might have been put in place for a specific individual that the CDC were targeting at the time, or people that, you know, they had, you know, they had information that might come forth to take positions, and they wanted to have a way to block them, but they didn't think about that law applying to themselves as
Thank
citizens.
you.
And this is where it goes to say even our lawmakers are not respecting the laws. You know, this thing needs to stay in the court and let clarification comes to the Liberian people, so we can hold each and every one of the lawmakers,
Thank you.
people that are leading us, to account for the laws they make. They need to be obeying them as well.
Thank you. And this is why I'm going to start with you, Raymond. Raymond, considering everything that's played out in the last couple of weeks, and then quite recently with the passport issue coming up, and how that what the law says about that and everything, holding all factors constant, and then looking at the fact that the lawmakers voted the way they voted, um, was it a smart move on the part of the lawmaker? Do you on the part of the lawmakers who voted the way of Councillor Kofod, especially given that there's a law and there is quote unquote, some sort of legal issues surrounding his ascendancy to the deputy to the speakership. And even while serving as deputy speaker, based on that law, he shouldn't have served in that position. Do you see some? I mean, how do you interpret the action of the lawmakers? Let me put it that way. How do you interpret the actions of the lawmakers voting for Councillor Kofod the way they voted overwhelmingly, despite a law being the center of the discussion with respect to his nationality and everything?
Nelson, it's sad that we call our lawmakers honorable men because nothing they do resembles that of an honorable character. And more besides, they are not there for the Liberian people, they are there for their self interest. And it's where our country is, and that's where we need to rescue our people from. So, how can we do this to keep talking about the issue and keep flagging them as they are? Corruption is the reason why Liberia is still a least developed country in spite of the amassed wealth we have to be among developed countries in the world. It's because of poor management, poor judgment, and corruption being the motivating factor. So these representatives voted for the money they could get for Fanati Kofa and nothing else. They didn't care. It's all about instantly what they can get. And what they got it. The deal is done. But going forward, there are still people who want to change, who want to ensure that our country can abide by laws in the best interest of the country and not in the best interest of individual. But let me bring you to the
Raymond,
attention.
are you saying here that the lawmakers know the very law that they made?
Like I said, they don't care about making laws. So they made a law, but they want to erase the law. Like we saw George Weah did. The code of conduct was there, but he ain't know it. They don't care about these things. They abuse power or for wealth, corruption. Corruption is a sport and a bias system, using the system against itself for your gains. That corruption. When a thing sport. So these guys want to sport everything so that they benefit. That's their motive. But let's come back to this dual citizenship and the arguments, whereas some people are hopeful that it doesn't survive at the Supreme Court. No. When the Supreme Court said the 1980 Constitution, the prior Constitution that will alter, every Liberian remains a Liberian. It means that the Constitution, the altering of the Constitution will not take away your citizenship. It stops there.
Thank
And
you.
there's
Thank you.
no law in our laws that says a Liberian cannot lose his citizenship. As a matter of fact, Liberians can lose their citizenship. All the nationalization oath that Liberians take in the U.S., they relinquish their Liberian citizenship.
Thank you.
That's
sir.
what the American, to naturalize as an American citizen, that's what it requires. You have to relinquish your
Thank you.
all sovereignty to any previous state or any principality. So when you naturalize as an American citizen, you have relinquished your Liberian citizenship.
And that's
by
a
law.
very important point. That's a very important point. So if that argument is something to go by, then it means that all other individuals, including Councillor Fonati Kofa, who have taken on an American citizenship, denounced their Liberian citizenship.
Ask everybody who has become an American citizen what the oath they take.
Then the next question is, how does someone who have denied a Liberian citizenship be the third most powerful person in Liberia? I mean, occupying the position of speaker.
Corruption, Nelson. Corruption. And that's why America doesn't have the concept of dual citizenship. America doesn't hold the concept of dual citizenship. That's why America hold all her citizens as her subject. Because if you naturalize, an American citizen who go and naturalize and take another citizenship could lose his American citizenship.
Thank you.
Under circumstances.
Okay.
No, I disagree. I
Cindy
disagree.
wants to come in very quick.
Yeah, one second. I disagree. A U.S. citizen.
Calm down, Sandy. Don't be emotional about this. Sandy, calm down a bit.
I'm open to the debate, Sandy.
Raymond is attacking my township shape, my 50,000 position. And I'm trying to correct that. No, but Raymond, that's not true. In the U.S., hold on. It's actually
I'm open to learn. Yeah, good.
It's on the U.S. Treasury Department. You can read it. But U.S. citizen may acquire foreign citizenship by marriage, or a person naturalized as a U.S. citizen may not lose the U.S. citizenship of the country of birth. U.S. law does not mention dual nationality or require a person to choose one citizenship.
Are you reading on the Treasury Department's website?
So, Cindy,
yes.
I want to ask you a direct question. Do you remember the oath you made to become a U.S. citizen? What are the lines? What does it say? You relinquish, Cindy. You relinquish. Those lines are clear. If I may read, I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce, absolutely and entirely, that's the word. Those are very strong words. Renounce.
Thank you. Let's hold it at that.
What it is.
It does not prevent you. It does not prevent you from holding another citizenship.
These are the principles. Cindy,
every
law has principles.
We have less than 15 minutes to be here.
Cindy, these are the principles. And don't matter whether you are once you are a U.S. citizen, the United States find you a subject.
Let's hear the officer on this one. Officer Hans Johnson,
to another country.
Officer of the.
And it's clear that
of the most powerful.
Raymond, in his story. No, Raymond should not go home with this.
I will mute Raymond and Cindy. Raymond will go home with this.
Cindy, let's go back to the oath. Can you recite the oath that you took?
Albert Einstein was a dual U.S. citizen.
Cindy, let's stick to what is written.
I'm giving you names.
What do you have to say to become a U.S. citizen?
That's the oath.
Then you add that you can become a. If you don't recite that oath, you can be a U.S. citizen. What else make you a U.S. citizen besides reciting that oath? And what the meaning of that oath?
Raymond, calm down a bit. Raymond, Cindy, as per Raymond's request, can you recite the oath? Do you remember the oath? Can you recite the oath? What does it say? What are the lines contained?
I only remember the allegiance of Liberia. I don't remember nothing else.
You guys being political, Cindy. They're being political based on interests. But
okay, Officer Johnson, go ahead.
Liberia remains
I
Supreme,
think what
guys.
I think what I know, I'm not a
Mm.
lawyer, but I
Mm.
think what I know based on my layman understanding. I put this there as a laughter, please. So don't guys. They think I'm power, that is sweet. Anyway, long story short, when speaker, now we're gonna refer to him as speaker. When Speaker Kofa was deputy speaker and they voted on the law, they didn't think. I think the guys already thought about staying in power for 12 years, and they were actually targeting, when I say us, not me particularly, but many people in the diaspora that they figure might try to come and obtain positions. Those guys, again, those guys on the hill are the most dangerous and dirty players when it comes to politics in Liberia and almost everywhere in the world. The legislatures, right? So they the idea of going to the court, I support that, not because I'm a sympathizer of UP, but the reason I support it is the law. We can't have the law for certain people, and the law shouldn't be for everybody, right? The Stephen Johnson said the Supreme Court or whatever courthouse will not come down will start looking for you. You got to go to the court and present yourself. So United Parties, all United Parties doing is taking the book that they sign on. Those guys up on the hill sign on, and it was passed into law, and the president Weah himself signed it. It became law, using the very law on them that they voted on to be part of what we call our constitutional law. You cannot sit today and say that. Now, I know everybody's saying it's witch hunt. Nobody's really witch hunting here. If the law is good for John, it should be good for Paul. Because there are many people over there that have dual citizenship. I, for once, thank God, I have one citizenship. I'm a Liberian by birth, but I have a citizenship that I pledge my allegiance to in time of defending domestic and foreign. That's the
Yeah.
United States of
So
America.
again, going back to this thing, can Councillor Kofa, the
I was
speaker,
with survive.
can he survive this?
Well,
Can the National Elections Commission survive this? They
I'm
certificated him.
I don't want to look at neck because I don't know what's behind there. But if the court does not, again, I'm not saying I would love to have Funadi Kofa right now as Speaker of the House. Joke aside, if the court does not implement this law and apply this law to Funadi Kofa, somebody sitting on this place that's a U.S. citizen can go a couple of years from now and run as president. You can't stop them because they're gonna use anytime something goes to the Supreme Court. Anytime something goes to the Supreme Court and it's stamped on it, it's a law now that they are. Somebody can go from this platform and say, "I'm going to run for Speaker of the House, Vice President," and you cannot stop them because they're going to
Thank you.
refer the Funali Kofa case that appeared from the lower court that went to the upper court, and the upper court stamp on it and say he can stay to be based on what we
Thank
can
you,
see.
sir.
We don't know. Thank you. That's the little I know about.
Thank you. So we're out of time now. Let's do our quick, 1 minute, and then we take few calls and then we seriously out of time. So Elston, let's hear you on this.
Well, listen, laws are there to have people conform to certain rules and regulations. So there's absolutely nothing wrong to taking this matter to the law, because what it does, like the sister was saying earlier, that it was not done during Mr. Cummings, run for presidency. Because we're not done then, it doesn't mean it cannot be done now. So I think we should be on the side of the law. So it won't hurt going to the law to have this rectified, and if need be, they affect the persons involved. The laws are there to regulate the land. So yep, I'm all for it. If they want to go to court and there's legitimacy in going to court for this, I'm all for it.
You think Councillor Kofa can survive this?
Because I don't know the law in its entirety, if
Okay.
he's guilty of holding regions to America, let the law take its course. That's what I would say.
Okay. Thank you. Moba, you want to come in quickly so we take a few calls? We have like 10 minutes left to be here. Can you take 1 minute? Moba, your gadget is seriously bad. It's terrible. It's terrible. We're not hearing you at all. So we'll go to the lines and take few calls, and then we'll come back. Moba, maybe you can make some adjustment, and then let's see if we can get you. We can have you back once we come on. 055510107 and the WhatsApp number there on the screen is the one you can call, and then you'll be live on the program. We're gonna take 5 calls, or let's make it 6 calls, 30 seconds each, and then we be out of here. Let's take our first call. Hello, you live. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, good morning, Nelson. How are you? I'm Zuba at the political plot Lubumba, and I'm calling for call this morning.
Political plot Lumumba. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm the chair of the on defense elected team of the rescue mission.
Go ahead quickly, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think UP, for me, they didn't play their card well when it comes to the speakership.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, who are up for the deputy speakership, since they already have this kind of situation, take it over for Kufa. I mean, politics is a nasty game. They could hold their evidence, support for Fanatic Kufa, support Richard Kuhn as the deputy speaker. When Fanatic Honorable Kuhn is already the deputy speaker already, then right after Mr. Kufa waves, then you take the case against it. Because similar thing happened to where the guy, Bradley Samuka. CDC knew very well that Bradley Samuka, they could have played that nasty game to get him out of senator. But what they did was, they allowed him to win first. When they won, and they went against this thing, and at the end of the day, they allow him to play a seat. So UP didn't play the card well. I know very well from the Kofa will not survive this. But UP could have played that card very, very smartly, get the deputy speaker first, then go against Fanatic Kofa and getting out of that place and install somebody there of their own, then they go have the 2 seats.
Thank you.
The blunder.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Let's
you.
go you there and take this person. Hello, you live. Your name and where you call from.
So, hi, guy. My name is John Hina, and I call you from Connecticut. Thank you for the program. It's an interesting topic, but I think we have to put our rule of law to practice. Honestly, I would prefer Fanatic Kofa for the speaker positionship.
Okay.
But yes, honestly, I would prefer him. I think he got some level of experience. As much as he's corrupt, he's a notorious criminal.
Okay.
But I don't want to hold him for whatever crime he may have committed in the U.S.
Thank you.
I want to look at his track record in Liberia.
Thank you, sir.
But we have to allow a rule of law to play. Let's go to the court and let the court tell us what is right.
But do you think he's gonna survive this? Do you see the possibility?
Well, there are just two results. He may survive, he may not survive. But
okay.
If he has a U.S. citizenship, then he will not.
Thank you. Let's go you there and take this person. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you quickly.
Hi, my name is Desmond Finlay. I'm calling from Australia.
Yeah.
What I want to say is, it's good that this law go to court, but not for the purposes that we think it is. The law in itself is illegal, denying birthright citizens their entitlement or their rights to have any office in the land, right? So I believe the same thing happened with the code of conduct when they said people couldn't run if they didn't resign within a certain point in time. I remember people went to court, and the people ran in and went to court and won their seat, and they just sat there and took a fine. I believe that's what the court's going to do. These guys go to court, it's not going to remove Fonati. What it's going to do is just remove the illegality in the law where it restricts certain Liberians from attaining certain things.
Thank you.
The financial means.
No, you just coming on. The financial means no, you just coming on. Please say your name and where you're calling from quickly.
Oh, okay. My name is Napoleon. I say I call from Anoka County, Minnesota.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I said Foranti because I heard a couple of the panelists saying that Foranti was not aware. Foranti was aware of the law, but because provision of the law, they put there say that when you are already in the position, it doesn't affect you. So as such, and Foranti then went away and then pass on to this bill. Okay, forgetting to know that the position he served is a training position that has an aim, and so you never knew that you are going to be re-elected. And once you are re-elected, the law takes effect on you. because they feel that people coming from the diaspora, they got money to contend with them. That's why they pass that law so that
Thank
they
you.
prevent you from running for
Thank you very much,
for those
sir.
positions.
Let's take the final
Thank you.
call and then we wrap up with a call in. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, my dear brother in studio.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you quickly.
My name is F. Luku Dayan Senior. And I'm
Okay.
calling you from number 10.
Mr. Diane,
Look,
go ahead.
Soundtrack is not for rock alone. Continue. And therefore, why you need to pass it? This is why I want to deal with law in this country. The law will keep its course.
Thank you.
See, will not survive.
Thank you.
You just have to linguish that post.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
It's a very law that people are seeing people that brought the law.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm 69 years.
Okay, you 69 years. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I think we have to wrap up now. Let's do 45 seconds each for our closing because we have 5 minutes to be here. Let's start with you, Elston. You're closing.
Nelson, well, it's always a pleasure having us here, and to the listening audience, we appreciate the fact that you all can take your time to come in and listen to us. Listen, I would say this. I feel great. The fact that I've put myself there in politics for the first time and happened to find myself on the winning side, the team that was opposed to the President George Weah. I feel great. And in a few days, we'll have a new government and we've won. Let's continue to put our country on the right track because our country have got a long way to go considering where we are compared to our neighbors. You know, that's why we think about this. When we ask our president to make comparison, he chose to compare Monrovia, what it may be, with Miami. I would say you should start with our neighboring country, compare Monrovia with Accra or Abidjan. So long live our common patrimony in Liberia. As we grow in age, it's my fervent hope that we'll grow in wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sandy, let's hear you. You're closing for the 5 seconds.
Nelson, we came on the show rooted for President-elect Wakai because we want a better day for our country. What I do not want in a democratic system is to have one for all. When a president can influence the decision of a separate branch of government. So Funati Kofa was not my first choice. But I'm also happy to see that we will have some level of separation where there will be, hopefully, some accountability that whatever the president put forward will be entirely and completely reviewed to ensure that it's in the best interest of the Liberian people before it can be passed. So I want folks that Funati Kofa to prove some of us wrong that think he will not do the right thing for the Liberian people. Let him prove us wrong. Let him go there, safeguard his image, and ensure that what comes from the executive will be proofread, will be thoroughly reviewed before it can be passed on. And if it is not in the interest of the Liberian people, do not let it pass on. So we have a fair play, and it's a good day for Liberia.
Thank you. Raymond, you're closing.
A very sad day for our country where a former convict, federal convict, has become speaker. What's the international image? I hope we all have eyes to see this clearly. But for some reason, Liberia is a place where mediocrity is king, where anything can slide, where we accept unacceptable things in other places as a way of life. I want to congratulate Yombli Kanga on her ascendancy as breaking the glass ceiling for ladies, the first woman to be elected president pro tempore. This is resounding. There's something to cheer about. That's what we should. That's why we should have been discussing here today, and not talking about somebody with criminal records.
Thank you.
That's not acceptable to be anything close to accountability. But yet, we think he can do a good job.
Thank you, Raymond.
I find that shameful for my country.
Thanks a lot, Officer Hans Johnson. And then we take Marie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, everybody in Radio Land and TV Land and everyone on the panel here tonight. I just want to say congratulations to Madam Lawrence, President pro term of the Senate. I trust that you will do well, but also let the law take its course. Unity Party is not doing this just for Unity Party. I think they are just trying to have the law that was signed on by these very people executed and implemented, so that tomorrow we can have a set precedence. So when we or others try to do such, it can be stopped. The law is the law. If so not, if Mr. Kofa survived, blessed be to him. Thank you. And the beating Phillies, for our panelists that are Philly fans, sorry for you guys.
Thank you very much, Marie. Let's hear you. Marie, go ahead.
My fellow panelists have said everything already. I'm happy. It's a new day for Liberia when it comes to the presidency of Joseph Boakai. I'm looking forward to the court case and how it's going to go. Congratulations to Madam Lawrence, Mr. Kofa, and Mr. Fala. What I can say is that, corruption took place in this election today. However, Liberians are not asleep, not anymore. It's a new day in Liberia, and we will be holding them accountable for every decision they make going forward. And I do want to say, Nelson, a lot of people are applauding Honorable Koluba for voting Mr. Kunwe today, but I don't, because he campaigned against us and it impacted the vote a lot. For him to come back and vote for us today, it didn't make any sense to me.
He hurt us.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't know, man, but Representative Koluba did more damage to the camp, to the Unity Party that you guys support than a help. I think
you guys read the thing he did. You think?
Go ahead.
You think Yaka Kurba got any influence over anybody who voted down there today?
He don't have influence, but trust me,
he just made noise.
About to close. Finally, we have.
He didn't hurt nothing. He just made noise.
Let's hear you. Quickly.
Bongo, he just made noise. Make some noise. Yeah. Jaga, thank you, man. Thank you, my fellow panelists and all the listeners, and those who own Radio Land or my Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for taking all the time. And let me say congrats to Malankanga. She by being the Senate pro tem. She one good thing I know about her, right? She listens to people and she take advices. I can remember the last time when we went for the first round. Grand Bassa never came out of where we was, and we came on the platform. We sent her there. In the next 2 days, she went on Facebook. She said, hey, people cry, say I should go back. Go back, we'll sit down there. And we told her to go back, make a mask, sleep there, eat there. Everything you want to do it there. Don't come by in the city until we can get our result. And she did it. So because of that, she's a good leader who listens to her people. And I'm going to contact her for winning election. And secondly, the whole process about Fonanti Kofa, right? For me, I want for the hook to hook his trouser, because you see what go around comes around. They did it, I think for the past 2 or 3 years, right? With a former defense minister, everybody was jumping up. Ascar Greener was knocking her chest, and he never knew the law they were bringing in, it could affect them in the future. And now that's what we're seeing. So I believe and I want for the law to hold Fonanti Kofa. Let it hold him and let Liberian people know that let we go back to let we respect our constitution. Whatever the law says, let the law take a course. We shouldn't come here and sugarcoat anything. I won't be president, I won't be senator, I don't want to be representative. I don't want to be a common businessman. That's it. And the best thing for my country, I'm an American citizen. I will not have it. I am. So I'm coming sit as I'm an American citizen. I am an American citizen.
My man.
No, but that's it, because people think they think like they say when you're American citizen, you can do they
No, not you, that Nelson picture. Sorry.
And you see it?
Nelson, you mute.
You mute, Nelson.
You mute it.
I was saying, whenever you see this photo, it means that your time is up. So I want to say thank
But
you,
my man,
Baba. Thank you,
the
Baba.
man, listen.
Thanks a lot.
First,
We appreciate
listen.
you. We appreciate you.
Hey,
Baba, hold your peace. You're gonna be here tomorrow. In fact, Baba will be moderating the show tomorrow.
take him to
Baba,
talk about I will moderate the show tomorrow. I will
George
really
Wheeler.
talk it out.
No, I want you to moderate the day. George Wheeler and the other sedition will be here. You know, then you can.
We are called George.
But I want to
Yeah,
say
that's
thanks
it.
to everyone, man. It's been
Thank
a
you,
great
man.
show. Thank
Yeah.
you for being here, Elston. Thank you, Mr. Jelawu Sandy, Mr. Raymond Zeze, Officer Hans Johnson,
Sandy.
Irene Keto, Mobile Soka. We appreciate all of you
My man,
guys.
that's it. They say
As we go,
your
as we
memory
go,
photo. You look like you're out of a machine in our phone.
come on.
Damn it.
As we go,
But
let
I'm
me.
saying,
No. Actually, your phone, your WhatsApp can be, it can run out of those stories.
You gotta clear your cache, Nelson.
I just need to clear.
Oh,
But let me say happy
yeah,
birthday to
yeah.
little Abigail.
it's so pretty.
Abigail Cardi is turning 5 today. Today is her birthday. We're wishing her all the best.
Me too.
Her mother Shirley Stan is wishing her happy birthday as well. And from the entire team, her mom is part of our team here. Of course, Shirley is
Share the photocopy. What?
Yeah, hey, look at too beautiful.
We're wishing
Happy birthday, man.
little Abigail happy
How
birthday.
old she turning tomorrow? You said 5?
5, yeah, 5 years old.
Tell Shirley I have
And
a-
you
I
always
have a
looking for
boy child.
daughter-in-law.
If I was there looking for your son,
Yeah, we taking here,
how many
man.
boys you get? How many?
I got 3 boys, so I have a
The
6-year-old
man,
boy.
the
So we
man
can
thing
take
is soft
over.
listening
Now
to
small
here.
for
Shelly,
team.
You think that traditional thing coming to your hand?
kidding,
Like
I'm
very
just
funny.
kidding.
Let me tell you that. But again, I want to say thanks. I want to say thanks to everyone, man.
Wow, 6 boys. Damn it.
What? Sandy got
I mean,
6 boys?
Yeah,
guys, we have to go.
I mean, I bet
We want to
here
say
for
thanks.
long.
We want to say
I mean,
thanks.
football team.
We want to say thanks to everyone. Have a good
Now I'm
night.
about to
The mega utilize
So, Sandy,
no, the
the
small
fact that
utilize.
you're an American citizen, you will be the biggest farmer in your village. You will not be the town chief, yeah?
The mega utilize.
You'll be the biggest farmer in the village. A man like bro, for all of us, we gotta play different rules.
Have a good night, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, guys.
That one is bad.
So we're gonna be here again tomorrow. We'll come your way again. Have a good night. Bye bye.